Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about the Fire Blade Master, or better known as the Spirit Sword build, as well as the rotations and skill distributions that you should be doing. So let's talk about skills first. So skills, you want 1 point in sword training, you want blazing defense, cleansing wings, quick to strike, and sharp edge. So this is my go-to. You could also go everything on 1, but I get more damage by going blazing defense. As for talents over here, I put 5 points into Lunar Slash and 5 points into Dragon Tongue. You can also put 5 additional points onto Lightning Draw or Awakened Dragon Tongue based on what you have. Awakened Dragon Tongue if you have a Soul Burn, and Lightning Draw if you do not. Then you can go to View Enhanceable Skills, and let's talk about CCs. So the first CC you have is Ankle Biter, is your 3 in basic stance, and you can knock down an enemy. Your second CC is Boot over here, is your X, and it stuns the enemy for 2 seconds. I don't know why it says knockdown here, but it stuns for 2 seconds. So this is a single stun, this is a single KD. Next up is your Soaring Falcon, is your Z, it's also a single KD. And finally, your Tab Escape, as usual, is a single daze. So those are all the CCs that the Fire Blade Master has. So for the sake of the video, I've disabled Warcry over here. The main reason I've done this is because there's a certain rotation that requires you to press 1, right click, and F, which lowers the cooldown of your Lunar Strike. So I'll be showing you that in a bit. So next up, we're going to talk about rotation. So the entire rotation on the Fire Blade Master is relatively simple. It revolves around a skill called Dragon Tongue, and that is your right mouse button. However, in order to activate Dragon Tongue, you have to use your tab or your Lunar Slash. So you're going to see here, I'm going to press Lunar Slash, and you can see that now I have Dragon Tongue on my right mouse button. And Dragon Tongue looks like this. Bang, bang, bang. However, because I have very high ping, you're going to notice when the conflagration bar goes down that I only cast 4 Dragon Tongues. You're going to see here, I'm going to press tab, and you see this blue bar that ticks down? This is your conflagration duration. So the reason why you want tab to be off cooldown as often as possible is because when you press tab over here, you'll see this blue bar called conflagration that slowly ticks down. And whenever you have conflagration enabled, your Dragon Tongues have no cooldown, so you can constantly cast your Dragon Tongue. So you're gonna see here, I'm gonna press tab and look, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm able to cast 4 Dragon Tongues at 0 cooldown. However, after that, there's a 6-second cooldown on each Dragon Tongue. You're going to see I'm going to cast Dragon Tongue now, and I have to wait 6 seconds before I can cast it again. You can lower it by casting Flicker, which is your left mouse button, so that I can cast another one, 1, 2, and I can cast another one, and 1, 2. And so you can time your flickers in order to lower the cooldown of your Dragon Tongue, but this is only a band-aid. For the majority of your rotation, you want to be casting as many Dragon Tongues as possible. So in order to do that, you need to understand what reduces the cooldown of your tab. So I'm going to talk about Soul Badges. So your Soul Badge plays a very important role in Fire Blade Master because all of their skills over here reduce the cooldown of Lunar Slash, which is your tab skill. So you can see here that resets Lunar Slash cooldown when using Blade Storm or 5-point Strike, as well as reduces Lunar Slash cooldown by 5 seconds when using Sundering Sword and Whirling Scourge. So I need to pay attention to these 4 skills and keep mental note on whenever my tab is on cooldown, I know that I can cast these 4 skills to lower the cooldown in order to cast more tabs and get more conflagration. So the Fire Blade Master is very, very difficult to play, especially on high ping. The reason why it's difficult on high ping is because you simply don't cast enough Dragon Tongues. So you can see here when I press tab, I'm going to be able to cast only 4 Dragon Tongues before the blue bar or the conflagration runs out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see that once I finish casting 4 Dragon Tongues, I'm out of time on conflagration. However, if you're a player with low ping, you'll be able to cast 7. And the main thing why Dragon Tongues is so important is because every time you cast a Dragon Tongue, it reduces the cooldown of Lunar Slash by 1 second. So instead of reducing my Lunar Slash by 7 seconds every time I press tab, I'm only decreasing it by 4 seconds. So it's very difficult to keep up my conflagration because my tab will always be on cooldown. So because of that, we're going to need to look at our soul badges in order to understand what skills reduces the cooldown of your tab to make up for the lost Dragon Tongues that we're not getting because of our high ping. So you can see over here, there is Blade Storm, 5-point Strike, Sundering Sword, and Whirling Scourge. So now that we know the names of the 4 skills, we need to find them. So first of all, let's identify the 2 skills that we can do without going into Phoenix Wing. So you're going to need to go into draw stance. So you can press Q to get behind an enemy to go into draw stance, or you can simply SS to get into draw stance. So once you're in draw stance, you'll see my Z and my 3 5-point strike as well as Sundering Sword will reduce the cooldown of my Lunar Slash. However, keep in mind those 2 skills are only available when I'm in draw stance. So in order to get into draw stance, I either want to SS or I want to Q behind the enemy, and thus these skills will be available. However, when I'm in basic stance, which is the current stance I'm in, I do not have access to those skills. So I need to keep in mind how to get into that stance. The other 2 skills are only available when I activate Phoenix Wing. Keep in mind, Phoenix Wing has a 1-minute cooldown and has a 15-second duration. So whenever you activate this, you do need to think on your feet and actually know what you're doing before the duration expires. So you're going to see here, I'm going to press V, and then now I can cast Whirling Scourge to reduce the cooldown on my tab, and when I press Q in draw stance, I can press X to give me Blade Storm. However, remember, Blade Storm by itself gives me 6 seconds of conflagration. So let's say we've used up all those skills and our tab is still on cooldown for whatever reason. There's one more skill that you can cast, it's called Dual Strike, which also gives you 2 seconds of conflagration, which allows you to Dragon Tongue an extra once or twice. And finally, there's one more skill that you can cast if your Lunar Slash is still on cooldown. However, you do need to disable Warcry in order to cast this skill. So you're going to press 1 to block, you're going to click right mouse button and immediately press F. And that skill will reduce Lunar Slash's cooldown by 3 seconds. So those are all the abilities that you have in order to reduce the cooldown for your tab, as well as maximize your Dragon Tongue and your conflagration effect. So your opener is going to look something similar like this. You're going to press V, 4, tab, hold down right mouse button until conflagration is gone, press X, hold down right mouse button again, and then once it's almost finished, you press tab, press V immediately to reduce the cooldown for your Lunar Strike. Once your tab is up, you press tab again, and then you're going to press Z to lower the cooldown again. Keep casting Dragon Tongue. You're going to press C now to extend it, and now Lunar Strike's up again. And since now all your skills on cooldown, you want to use your 5-point strike, which will reduce your tab again, and so you can continuously cast Dragon Tongue. Let's say you're in the situation where I am right now, where none of your skills are off cooldown. What you can do is you can flicker. So you can Dragon Tongue once, flicker twice, Dragon Tongue again, flicker twice, Dragon Tongue again, and rinse and repeat until your tab is off cooldown so you can continuously Dragon Tongue. So the bread and butter is really just maintaining conflagration by either through Lunar Slash or Flock of Blades into Blade Storm. All of these are good ways to keep up your conflagration, but basically the Fire Blade Master is just juggling your resources and making sure that you can constantly have conflagration up so that you can constantly cast Dragon Tongue. And that really covers the Fire Blade Master. It's a very difficult class to play because you are unable to macro this class at all. You really do need to play manually in order to maximize its true potential. However, if you are extremely lazy and you don't care about your damage, you could just turn on simple mode. I advise against simple mode. If you want to use simple mode, I strongly suggest that you switch to the lightning build. The lightning build simple mode is much better compared to the Fire Blade Master. And if you are a high ping player like myself and you can only pull off 4 Dragon Tongues, I don't recommend the Fire Blade Master at all. It's a very ping dependent class, and playing this class on high ping manually is going to be a pain in the butt. But yeah, that covers the Fire Blade Master. Again, if you have any questions, please ask in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer them. This video took a lot longer than I thought in order to make it because I had to learn all these rotations, which was quite a pain in the butt. So I would appreciate if you leave a like and maybe subscribe to my channel. But anyway, that's enough of me ranting. I hope this video helped. If it did help, I would appreciate a subscribe, as it really does help out my channel. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the heals, the boosts, the rest.